stable? Is it stable?
Yeah.
All right.
Stable as it's gonna be.
What's your favorite anime?
Ooh. Well, One Piece is such like a long journey. It's hard not to say One Piece if you've been on that journey from the beginning.
Yeah.
That wasn't what started me in anime. What started me in anime was Dragon Ball Z.
Ooh.
And then
Z or Dragon Ball?
Well, so Z was the original starter. Because I'm a nerd, I went and watched original Dragon Ball to get back to Dragon Ball Z. And then I've watched the runoff of GT and now back to Super. But all the classics. So like Yu Yu Hakusho.
Okay. Rurouni Kenshin.
Yu Yu Hakusho might have the best song, right? That song. Do 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 do.
And then Hunter X Hunter.
Hunter X Hunter. Yeah.
Oh, my list. And then like Guts back in the day, Berserk.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, dude. I've just rewatched and reappreciated Berserk. It's still amazing. It's still amazing.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. For sure. For sure. Oh man.
I
remember the first time watching that, I was like, ooh, I was too young. I think I was too young.
Yeah.
I was definitely. I'm the youngest brother, so my oldest brother is the one that was into anime, and he's the one that kind of got us all at least partially into it. I'm full bore. Yeah, I went full bore in. But my middle brothers, not so much. My oldest two were very into it.
Yeah.
The oldest, Calvin, my god brother, he passed away. But he was very into it. We enjoyed One Piece together. Mike hates my oldest hates One Piece.
Yeah.
How it's drawn.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, hates it. So he's like a Demon Slayer, like JJK, Jujutsu Kaisen for people that don't know.
Yeah.
Like he's more into that kind of demons, like Attack on Titan, like more of that kind of anime style. He doesn't really like, especially early One Piece is pretty tough to get through.
Right.
But
yeah, it's a different thing.
Yeah, you gotta appreciate it.
Yeah. Did you like the live action?
Yeah.
The live action was good.
I was very scared of it because, as we all know, live action adaptation of Dragon Ball Evolution.
Oh my god, that's the worst one.
Yeah, the worst. Yeah.
No, actually, Death Note was pretty fucking terrible.
No, Evolution was worse.
Yeah, my wife liked that the Death Note, and I told her
no,
the anime is way better, but she never watched the anime and only watched Death Note. At least, at least it was watchable for someone that doesn't know nothing.
I was gonna say, if you don't know nothing, you're like, oh, well, that's some fun action.
Yeah,
okay.
But if you love Death Note, that is, you're just like, no, this is wrong. And
did you guys watch the Yu Yu Hakusho live action?
No.
Hey,
okay. So hear me out.
Yes, I did.
Hear me out. It's, if you watch the anime, you might enjoy the show because you understand who Yusuke is, right? Yeah. And I don't know how they put the freaking the spirit detective arc, the tournament arc, and then the black part of the black chapter arc and the tournament arc all kind of together in 8 episodes. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's crazy. But it's way too much. It's way too much. I think they screwed up on that. They should have took their time. But I liked it because I know who Yusuke is. But if you don't know who Yusuke is, you watch it, you're like, this guy's just a jerk. He's just an asshole. It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Yeah, that one was pretty good.
A live action I've been trying to get my hands on is Kingdom. I don't know if you've heard of Kingdom. Not many people have, but it is phenomenal. It's more of like war-based, like accurate as far as like the Edo era Japan for like general stuff. But it's more war on a grand scale, not necessarily one-on-one battles like that. So there's a lot more strategery. I don't think that's a word, but I said it anyway.
Hey, say it with confidence, sir.
Goddamn. Yeah. There's a lot more of that in that one. But there's a live action I saw when I was in Japan. I saw the poster for. As we were walking through the little tunnels, or the train tunnels, whatever.
Yeah,
and me and my brother stopped. We're like, no. Is that real? Because it was like episode 3. So there's two previous ones. So I got to find now 3 damn movies or episodes.
That one might just be chilling in Japan for a hot minute. We might not catch that for a while.
I hope.
Yeah, especially if it has that streaming rights for Netflix or
release
Hulu or whatever. It takes a second.
Yeah. It'll be at the latest a year, because like I know when the Demon Slayer movie came out, my 2 little nephews saw that, or my 2 little nieces saw that shit like a year before they even said they were talking about like showing it here. And so they were like trying to tell me the plot line. I was like, no,
don't do that.
Don't do that.
Same thing happened with me and what was it? Shard's Counterattack. Like that was out for 3 or 4 years before it came to the States. That hurt. So let's go ahead and get into this. So we are here for Black in Sumo. Usually we have Christina. This time around, it's the dynamic duel. JJ squared or J squared.
J squared.
J's with a K. I don't exactly know how to do this. Let's see. We got JJ Jones. Oh, there we go.
I'm MJ.
Yeah.
Then we got Mr. Kizzart.
Hey.
And then we have the legendary Gorilla Beya himself,
Mark Jones.
You beat me to it, and I appreciate you.
Hey. For those that don't know why we always say that, there is an artist named Mike Jones. His name is Mike Jones, but and he's from the Dallas area here in Texas, and that's his I don't know, his signature call. Like, I guess DJ Khaled's like, we the best, but I guess
another one.
Yeah, but Mike Jones he just literally likes to say his name, Mike Jones, like that.
Hey man, it worked. He put out his phone number too. It was a good song.
So my oldest brother is Mike. His name is Mike Jones.
Oh shit.
So, we got that, and like I came through high school during that generation.
Oh yeah.
So when I played basketball, and I would go into the game, half the student body would chant "Who." The other half would say Mark Jones. Yeah. So every time I ran in the game, who? Mark Jones. Who? Mark. Every time.
And now you're in sumo, and it still continues.
Oh. Hey, the good stuff sticks.
Yeah,
it does. Especially when the average athlete is, we're all a little older,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
so we all get the relevance. I'm sure, someone like a Edo would be like, why do they keep saying his name like that?
Edo doesn't get any reference. Ed doesn't get a single reference that we've ever said.
He doesn't. He doesn't.
Yes, it's like pulling teeth. It's you're just like,
like body cues, social cues, like women, like anything about life. That's he can't write in his journal. And
I was gonna say all the life experiences that he's written in his journals every goddamn day. Like you would think, you'd have like experienced, I don't know, music, food, just life things.
Yeah, anime,
something. No, like the kid has watched no anime, no sci-fi, no just nothing. He's like TV to him. Like we interviewed him earlier this week, and it's like TV to him is background noise. Like it's not something to consume; it's just there. And I'm like, damn, that was your whole life.
The whole
Not one stuck with you, like where it was like, that's interesting. Huh, weird.
Yeah. I thought we might have been able to pull them in with Star Trek or
No doubt.
Star Wars, something, but nope.
We got nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
I've spent a lot of time with Edo. Like normally every time we go to a meet together, me and him are somehow linked up. Yeah. My brother tried to do, like, my brother loves top 10 anime, top 10 fight scenes, top 10.
Oh, good luck.
And he literally is going through his top 10 with Edo while we're in Japan. And by number 4, Edo fell asleep. And I was like, Mike, you're done. Hey, he can't.
I don't know that he has a top 10 in any category. Huh. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. It's it is super interesting.
Well, speaking of Japan, tell us how was your experience?
I had such a blast in Japan. It's kind of like looking back on it, you almost don't even believe either it was you or that you were there. Like really, I don't know.
I can understand that the first time.
That once it kind of goes away for those few months, and I don't know if anyone else is like that, but like it's been so depressing not having something to like train for or look forward to, or to be like anxious going into or something.
Yeah.
So that sucked for the first month, and then after that, it was like you almost like, man, did I ever really do that? And then I'll see like clips thanks to JJ, and I'll be like, yeah, I guess I was there. I remember that stable, and you start really thinking about it. It's like, man, it was such a wild experience. The people were crazy nice, very respectful.
Yep.
Like anyone and everyone will help you.
Welcome to Japan.
We grabbed one of the businessmen running through the thing because we just happened to like make eye contact. We're like, hey. Joker stopped and like spent 10 minutes with us. No, dang well he didn't have 10 minutes to spend the way he was running. It was so fun though. Like, and then all the people from US kind of really made it not even feel like we were away from home like that. Well, as soon as you got outside of our bubble, we knew immediately. I
think that's one of the best things about the sumo community. When we see each other, it's like we just
everything else fades away.
It's like, hey, what's up? It's hugs and smiles and let's get it. Just
100%. And it's the reoccurring theme you hear from everyone that talks about sumo. When you want to know why we do it, it's always the community. The community is the best community in all of sports. It's all of anything. It just, we feed off each other. We love each other. We try to help each other. Like, it's crazy how much trust we have for one another.
Yeah, buddy.
Community. And I don't think outside of like the 2 or 3 people we all know who they are, the public enemies. Yeah. Yeah. Other than them, like, bro, the sumo community is so fucking tight.
Yeah. That's what I say. 99%, like, if you just got 1% asshole, then you're doing good as a community.
Yeah, you're crushing.
This is true.
This is true. Hey, may I ask a question?
Yeah, of course.
Justin, why bleach? Why'd you bleach your hair?
You know what?
Bo.
I did this because it was after 7 years of sumo, like it was my first step into middleweight.
Okay.
And I wanted something new. I got bored, and I don't know, like I just needed like a new beginning kind of feeling, and I just was like, you know what? I haven't done anything weird to my hair. Usually every I'd say 10 years, I'd have a huge change with my hair.
I remember the mohawk at one time, right?
Yep. In my 20s, I had long dreads all the way down to here. I had dreads for my entire 20s. And then in my 30s, like, I don't know, I cut it, and then I had like this little curly Q thingy going on, mop top, whatever. And then my late 30s to now has been just a boring regular, just short haircut. And I was like, I need something.
Spice it up.
So I did that.
There you go.
And then I still got my ass handed to me by this man over here.
Hey, the pictures, like the action shots of it, where like you see this like devilish smile on JJ's face.
Yeah, no shit. That's why I posted it the next day.
It's so funny.
I was like, he
so
looks
funny.
like he's enjoying it way too fucking much.
Yeah.
But in contrast, my face is like,
yeah.
I sent you some videos. I sent you some videos with me zooming in on his face, and you just see him.
Oh God!
Angry, Justin.
I did get my revenge in open weight, but still, I don't know. Middleweight's a whole other little beast, and I'm here for it. I needed some kind of, I don't know, some challenge to chase.
How'd you feel going up in weight? How do both of you feel going up?
I
know
stiffer.
JJ's been up a little bit longer than you.
Stiffer. And I'm daily. I'm working on my like this tournament told me a lot about my body, and I am like I got 30 days before Nashville for the next, I guess, mental evaluation, and I need to be more flexible. I got more meat on my bones, but I'm moving like fucking what's that?
Like Major Payne.
No, what's that dude? The dude.
The Tin Man?
No, from Philadelphia. He's kind of a dick. Or now he's from Vegas. He's part of the 1% of like others.
Oh, Sean Jackson.
Oh God. Yeah.
He'll probably watch this and whoop my ass.
That hurt. You're that stiff. Buddy, like,
you know what? It wasn't that he
I
was
felt like
stiff.
Sean Jackson.
He was trying to muscle through things.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Which that's like, and I'm a little bit more comfortable in that space. And for me, my goal was minimal grips of Mawashi. So really, I was looking for almost exclusive Oshidashi, right? Like that was all I wanted to win by, almost exclusively, because I've been watching a lot of Takayasu and I've been trying to embody that Takayasu style sumo. And with the extra mass, I don't have to grab the belt nearly as much. There's only like I think one match that I needed to grab the belt, and it was the belt match with Justin. And it was because I pulled him into tricky territories.
Yeah, God damn it. I'm getting used to the like there are things now I'm like split between two people because lightweight me, there's things that lightweight me would do, and there's boundaries that lightweight me wouldn't push against. I'd just be like, oh, okay. And fall into defense or redirect. And I have to own this new, like I don't know. I'm becoming trying to become more comfortable with my new body and some of my new abilities, because my brain says, hey, don't do that. Just do what you know what you should do. But but in practice, I'm like, oh shit, I got all these new little tricks and I should probably use them. And in tournament mode, you go like to your like reptilian brain and you're just like, so I don't know. It's a journey. And the next, yeah. Anyhow.
So,
speaking of community, Mr. Mark Jones, can you talk about the community, the youth, the community with all of your youth and everything that you are creating there in Florida? Because that really is a lot of what I wanted to discuss for Black in Sumo, and because you're doing it better than, I'm jealous. You're doing it better than any of us right now, and you have very motivational posts on Instagram, and talk about that.
Okay, yeah, I know. So like for where I live, it's not hard, I guess, to get to these areas, to these kids. So like I live probably like 2 miles from like a local park that everyone knows is like the Derb. It's just you're at the Derb tonight. It's always going down at the Derb. It's always a good time there. So we go out there, and we've been coaching football in the area, and I grew up in this area. So my name carries good weight for our generation, right? And now our generation's the generation having all the kids. My kids are just starting to get in that age group where they're starting to get into football.
You got it.
That's kind of what pulled me back to coaching and getting around the kids in the community again. Was my kids getting back into it, and then me being on night shift at the time, I didn't have the opportunity. Like I could do a Sunday thing, but I wasn't really getting a lot of face time in the community as much as you need to be to start something. So when I got the day shift, I took the opportunity to go ahead and start coaching. And then, again, I'm lucky. Well, I mean, anyone can volunteer, so don't get that twisted. But I'm lucky that the people that actually run it, like they know who I am. They remember me from when I played. So they all off jump. They're like, hey, they wanted me to actually just do too much. They wanted me to be a head coach. They wanted me to be responsible for all the linemen.
They said, "Oh shit, he knows what he's doing." Tired.
Yeah. So for us, like that is what it is. So I wanted to be with my kids, but at the same token, we try to reach out everywhere we can if there's a need. So I grabbed my godbrother Newberry. So I guess I should go a little bit back into that of like why it's a little bit relevant, not too relevant, but so when I was probably about 8, somewhere in that age group, like 5 to 8, my oldest brother's best friend Calvin came home with him. So that was my first godbrother, which he's black, right?
Okay.
And then when I was probably about 10 years old, my second oldest brother Matt brought home LaShawn. That was his best friend from school. They hung out. So then LaShawn started coming out. That was my second godbrother. So those two people I grew up with my whole life. So I grew up in like technically a white household, but I didn't know nothing different of having these two black brothers.
Yeah.
Mom and dad that spent Christmas, Thanksgiving, and all the holidays and birthdays with us. It's like it just was what it was. So when I started coaching again, I called Newberry because he also played Division I football, offensive lineman at Georgia Tech. So I called him, hey, I'm gonna be doing the younger kids. Can you take over the older kids? So I bring him out because it's crazy for where we are. Daytona is a hot spot for football in Florida, which in turn
I didn't know that
in the country. Yeah, Mainland High School. If you look it up, they're probably top 10 to 15 in the nation, and that's just the high school a couple miles down the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I grew up. I didn't play for Mainland. I grew up playing against Mainland. But when I grew up, the athleticism, and I shouldn't say the athleticism, but the athletes were way more spread out than they are now. So now it's like all the parents are a little wiser. Like, hey, if your niche is
concentrate,
right? If your niche
kids
is
into one
wrestling,
thing,
I'll get you to this school. If your niche is football, you go to this school. If it's basketball, whatever.
Wow.
So that's kind of what it's turned to, which is crazy. But when we were coming up, we had these thoughts of like Daytona must have the best coaches because these athletes coming out of here and the way they play football and the way they hit and the way they do everything, it's like it's next level. And then you go out there and find out it's nothing about the coaching, it's the kids' desire. These kids are being told that if you don't do this, you don't get it out. If you can't go catch that football and run 85 yards for the touchdown, you might not make it out the hood today. We might not get money in our pocket to eat. So you play with a different chip on your shoulder when you play like that. I'm fortunate to not have to play like that, but I got to play against people like that. So it made me the mentality I have of like, this is how you have to play the game.
Yeah.
There is no breaks. There's no cutting corners. This is a life or death type of mentality. And that's kind of fun for me that I get to kind of be on both sides of that fence. But so like that's how I got back started with the coaching and getting my face around more. And then because I literally took from 6U to 14U for the whole summer, of all those O linemen and D linemen. So all of them are, hey, now it's Coach Mark. What do you do on the weekends? Do you do anything? So yeah, I do this. So they just started coming out, and then we went into track. So I'm coaching track and field now in Daytona.
God dang.
Yeah, and we have 150 kids in our club.
Whoa!
Registered.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
Whoa!
Crazy numbers. So I'm hoping through that to actually pull in some females.
Right.
Yeah, now I get to touch. Ugh, that came out terrible. Now I get to be around young women and try to pull them into my sport. Like, because I pull out, because I'm doing shot put and distance, which is a lot of power, a lot of explosive movements.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll pull out the bag, make them drive me.
Right.
And I'll show them like, oh, I sunk down. You see, you can't let me sink. You got to drive. Keep your feet moving. Like, I just teach them little stuff. And then some of them really take to that side. So like, and then once I get like a group of 3 or 4 that'll kind of like bite at the bait, oh man, I got a little group now. And that's all you need for the young females. I feel like, because I've had like my nieces come out through my godbrother Cal. He had 6 little girls.
Okay.
My wife's side of the family is from Daytona, and they're thick. They got all kinds of family throughout Daytona. So I got a whole bunch of little cousins and little nieces. I consider them more like nieces because I grew up raising them pretty much.
Yeah.
I'll bring all them out, but it's hard to keep them consistent without other consistent females.
That is the hard part. I've noticed that's been the demographic that I've had the hardest time keeping around. I only have, I think, consistently 2 girls. One's 6, and it's her older sister that's like 11. But that's kind of it. Everybody else, it's all boys.
Right. And it's probably because she got the older sister. If the older sister just fucked off and did something else, she might follow suit. You know. And you got to see yourself. You got to see yourself in whatever.
Representation is huge. Like if all we saw was like for me personally, when I first started sumo, I talk about this all the time. So I went to the LA club, Yamamoto club, and Yama was there, Takeshi was there, and Justin was there in Monster. And so when I got there, I was like, all right. And then I had
Monster.
I had my previous experience that I had before. So like my judo, my jiu-jitsu, all of that stuff. And then I go out there and it's, a different beast. It's a different beast. But Justin was really warm and welcoming. Monster is monster. And we had one more forever, and he just couldn't beat me, and I think it was driving him crazy. But that helped me feel like, oh, I can do this, because I'm currently going through my own weird imposter syndrome, but at the time I didn't have that coming in because I saw someone that was close enough to like one of my people and then Justin also speaking Japanese to Yama and Takeshi. I was like, oh shit, this is cool.
Yeah, so the training I do on Sundays, I have a couple buddies that I'll bring out to help me coach. So like one of them, Matt Lewis, was one of my first people that would come out to start helping me. He was the former Division I defensive tackle that went to Indiana. Shit. He was the number 1 or number 2 D tackle out of high school his sophomore, junior year. He's very high level. Then I have my buddy Tony Wilson that's out there every day with me. My buddy Mario that's out there every day. And Tony went to Georgia, so he's a high level Division I guy. Like from where I'm from, we have a ton of we have a ton of these people walking around, but getting them out all the time is the challenge, right? But because of who we are, so Matt and me played against each other in high school, so we have respect for one another and what our abilities are. So we use each other. So if he has an O lineman coming to him to get trained, he'll come send him to me to make sure that everything he's being shown is right and he's nice and crisp. And then Tony is a track guy as well as a football player. So he teaches the plyos and the little agility drills that I've never even seen. I'm getting more familiar with them now, but yeah, at first I had no idea. A skips, B skips, all these different skips I don't know nothing about. But
sure.
Yeah, he's big into that. So we start pulling that into the kids. We got the parachutes out there, sleds, different things to just improve your come off, that first initial jump.
Yeah.
For track and field, it's your drive. For football, it's your come off. It's your off the ball. So like any kid, and it's again getting all the kids is how do you spin it to the kid. So we always try to tell them like, hey, we're doing this, but for you and your sport, this is how it works. This is how
that carryover.
Right. Yeah. And then for me and Matt and Tony, we've all talked about this. These young men are now getting to be coached by a black and a white man. They get to see a black and white coach work together, enjoy each other's company, love each other like brothers, not seeing anything. They get treated the same by each coach.
Not seeing any kind of weird hierarchy or anything like that. Yeah.
How is your neighborhood? Is your because in San Diego where the percentage of black people is still low, that black people are all in one area, and now it's getting a little better where we're mixing around and throughout, but also we're battling gentrification. Is the white and black communities in your area, are they kind of intertwined, or are they a little separate? So I know your household is completely different. But
we're fully, we're fully mixed. If anything, I'm the minority in my house. But I would say so. Like the people that don't know what Daytona is,
I've never been. I just know there's NASCAR.
That's like me just thinking like Dallas or Austin, like that encompasses so much more of Texas than it really does. So like Daytona, just in like maybe a 20-mile radius or 20-mile diameter, whatever the heck it is, you have New Smyrna, Port Orange, South Daytona, Holly Hill, Ormond. So South Daytona, Holly Hill is more where you would say it's black areas. You would have your hoods in there, those areas.
Okay.
So don't get it twisted. There's hoods everywhere.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, the trailer park, that's a shitty hood you don't want to be in. Yeah. But so that's
hood ain't got no color.
Hood don't got no color. You're right about that.
I've been to every
Daytona would be more primarily what you would consider black in that instance, I would guess. But it still would be, it ain't no 50-50. Like I still think you would have more white people in Daytona than black. But I would say it's more heavily populated in Daytona than Port Orange or Ormond.
Where, and this is just my ignorance, where on the map is Daytona? Is it in the taint or in the penis?
East Coast. We're definitely shaft. We're mid shaft. We're definitely mid shaft.
Okay,
not gonna make you come. Definitely not gonna make you come.
You're the veiny part. You're the veiny part of the mid shaft. Okay,
we're not even close to that semen at the end. The keys. That's the squirt out right there.
At least you're not where Corny's from. He's from closer to the asshole.
That the balls get to the keys. Don't worry. Read a book. It's called Circle of Life. You know. But
and everybody comes down in Miami. In Miami.
Right. Yeah. Hey, I swear to God. Next time you look at the map, look at the Florida Keys. You're gonna be like, "That's a shot. That's the money shot." I swear to God, you'll see it now. You can't forget it.
All over Cuba.
Yeah. So if you looked at the state of Florida this would be, I guess it'd be like that. Maybe I don't know. One of these ways.
Yeah.
Weird.
It's like
Man,
it's
camera's
down.
so weird. Yeah.
There, yeah.
Down,
Yeah. That.
All right. So if this is the panhandle,
there's corny.
We would be over here. We'd be right over here mid shaft and it. Right in the middle. Yeah.
Right there. Just
so, and fun fact about Daytona, Justin. Directly the city south of us is the shark attack capital of the world, New Smyrna.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah. So Daytona and New Smyrna, we share water. Like the only thing that separates Daytona's beaches from New Smyrna is the jetty. It's like a little inlet that you can come up the Halifax Riverway.
Okay.
So that's the only thing that separates them. There ain't nothing separating them out there. Ain't no fucking fence for the sharks. So that shark that bit you 2 miles that way will see you this way, big guy. So yeah, Daytona is very heavily, but it's not big sharks. You don't got to worry about like you guys on that side, like JJ for like the Pacific coast. Like you guys got big sharks. We don't get a lot.
Yeah.
If we get a great white shark, it's like breaking news.
Yeah.
Right.
You guys get the big dogs.
From where I am now to Catalina Island, that's their whole breeding ground.
Yeah.
And some psychos will try to swim to Catalina Island, which doesn't make sense. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? Bro, it is definitely some white people shit. It's not. There's not a single brother and a single brother doing that shit. Honestly, they might be a little bit more Florida man, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A little wild.
I know.
That one time, I think, God, I can't remember what year it was. I think it was like 2016. I don't know. It was on the LA News, like where they had a helicopter telling the person to like remain calm, because there was I think it was 2016 or 2017 where it was just this. They usually stay further south, and for whatever the fuck reason, a lot of the big sharks were headed up. Like I'm talking like Marina Del Rey, Venice.
They're over at Malibu.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Malibu, Santa
it was
Monica.
that year, and they had the camera like facing down towards this like a fucking paddle boarder.
Yep. Oh god.
And these big motherfuckers were just, and he's telling them just try to remain calm. And I'm talking some big bodies were circling them. I was like,
it looked like it was from Hollywood. It looked like it was a Hollywood movie, but it was.
I was like, my life is over. I would probably just jump in and be like, take me.
Well, that's one of those things that freaked me out because I'm a kayaker. So I for years I did kayaking. I once had goals of trying to become an Olympian kayaker while I was trying to become an Olympian.
Little known fact about JJ.
Yeah, completely crazy random fact. But we go through Coronado all through there. But once you get onto the surf side, they're everywhere. I had a buddy out there once. He was out there fishing, and we all kayakers, we do it by ourselves for the most part. And a shark tipped him over. It was crazy.
No, sir.
Damn it.
No, sir.
Yeah, I got a lot of the homies that are surfers that they'll tell you stories, make your damn skin crawl, and then you'll be like, so you got out of the water, right? And he's like, no,
bro.
No, he's left. He's gone now. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't know.
Surfer peoples is some different breed.
So we got those big, like we get the great hammerheads.
Oh shit!
Big hammerhead sharks.
Yeah.
And so my buddy Dave, he's another D1 football player out of Elon University. Big 6'5", 285. He's swimming. He's been surfing his whole life, and he's got his back to the open ocean. And he's like, something's telling him in the back of his head that he needs to turn around. And he's like, turn around, and he just sees this 6-foot dorsal fin cutting through the waves. And that's the tail sign of the hammerhead, because they got giant dorsal fins.
Yeah.
And he says, and it turns, so it's like cutting through the waves, and it turns and comes right at him. And he said he gets off his board and he's ready to shove it in its mouth. And he said as soon as it got within like 2 yards of him, it just takes a right turn and just leaves.
Bro.
And I was like, so you got out of the water? He's like, no. Why would I get out of the water? You fucking left. you're crazy. You don't get out of that water.
That is that's the last time you see me in the water.
I haven't been back in the water since you told me that story. That's called learning vicariously through someone else.
Exactly.
You had a crazy experience. I don't need that shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got whitey friends. So that's the fun part about being me. So I get to be on both sides of this fence, right?
Yeah.
And it's always been fun. My whitey friends always knew what it was. They knew who I was. They knew how I grew up, where I grew up, and everything like that. So they always gave me respect to not do that racist shit around me. But I understand. Like I wasn't done with the fact. Like I know by themselves they may try to let out an old hard R every time they want, but they won't do that shit around me. They do better. But at the same token, like when you hang around athletes, and that's the beautiful thing about hanging around athletes, it transcends color.
Yes.
So we don't see color, we see athletes.
100%.
You're an athlete, bro. You're an athlete. I don't give a shit. Whatever. It doesn't matter. And that's majority of my friends are like that. But the whitey side of my athlete friends are the same crazy ones as the black side that are the hood ones. So like my whiteys that are out there like wrestling alligators and jumping on them and bringing them back to their pond so they can release it in the pond and keep it as a little.
Hell no.
Yeah, and it's a 6-foot gator too. They ain't no little man gator. That's a 6-foot
Florida man.
So yeah, it's fun. It's fun kind of getting to be on both sides of that from time to time.
Yeah.
Just enjoying both sides of that. But
how did speaking about family and everything, how did your family feel after you came back from Japan? And like because your journey through Japan was awesome, right? You got to take the train, get lost in Japan. You trained at Sumo Heia's. Like we did a whole lot. We traveled around. I think we all went to Tasusago Heia and we died a little bit, just a little bit. And then we got reborn, right? Like I remember vividly you sitting down in that locker room, which is downstairs. Terrible spot. It should not be downstairs. It was the longest journey up and down I've ever done. But you just sitting there with a towel on your head, just like, what the hell? Why am I here? Like, and then to see the evolution of your footwork, right? Because you started off and it was more football. And by the time that, like, after the Butsuskari and the Ichioshi, like, your feet started to relax from here to here, right? And you really started to dive into sumo, right? And then from all of that to come back, how did your family feel? Because for those that don't know, like a huge portion of your family is black.
Yeah, my family was so happy, so like over the moon proud. All those little things like that as the athlete, like you're hoping to get from the family back home, which also my family came out. My brothers were out there.
Your brother came out. Yeah.
Both of my brothers came out. My cousin came out. Like my aunt and uncle were out there. So again, I had a good support come out, but like my family back home, my mom, my dad, my boys, my wife, like it was the world of them to see daddy. Like they stayed up, you know, our competition, I guess, over here. You guys were having watch parties. I commend you.
It was late night for us who were watching y'all. Good Lord.
Yeah.
So it was some late night shit.
I remember the Sumo Punks talking about like 4 a.m.
Yeah. And it was funny because as as it progressed, like you could see there was a bunch of us on it. But like, I think once it hit about like 3 a.m. and I think that you guys had hit around like just when like light heavy started, you saw a lot of the chatter like kind of just started slimming down. Like, cause I mean, I legit like was falling asleep at the computer. Like I was just like, shit. I was like, I can't talk much more. That whole tournament was ridiculous, but. Yeah, like my kids getting to see that. My wife tried her best to like make sure they got to see Pava.
because that was big for me to make sure my kids got that moment.
Yeah.
And that was always like, you know, a constant reminder. Bro, I had so many like little goals that I wanted to attain. And like my first goal was not fall.
Okay.
Not fall in the first Tachi-ai. If I could not fall in the first Tachi-ai, we're building off something.
Yeah.
Then my second goal was have a good match. If I can have a good match, I'm happy.
Yeah.
My third goal is get a win. Fourth goal was make it to the semis. Fifth goal was medal. Sixth goal was gold. So I just create little
nice
goals.
Increments.
To try to make it, because you don't want to just say like, hey, it's gold or it's nothing, because then you feel completely empty, like you didn't achieve, and bullshit you didn't fucking achieve. And let me tell you, I won my gold medal before I ever stepped into the ring in Japan. I won it when we were in those Beyas, just having like those come to Jesus moments. Like, God damn it. And in the back of your head, so like we're coming to Jesus, knowing damn well that they were nice to us this whole time, that we didn't go through the hell the way because you remember it, JJ. I know you remember how they were treating the low level buddy. When he had to do Butsukari, it was 10 times worse than anything we had.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Oh my God.
Or that guy that he broke his nose and it was bleeding, and I will never forget that. He plugged his nose, and then the blood started pouring down his throat. He started to gargle and drown and gag on the blood that was going down his throat, but he couldn't stop until he got a win. That was the most raw thing ever. I actually have most of that on film.
And then he busted the other nose, and then he busted the other nostril not too long after he started winning. He ended up holding the fucking dohyo for like 14 matches.
Yep.
It was crazy. It was crazy. And the way he got after it, it was like Eric on his hard Tachi-ais, but every time that guy was like that. So like Eric will give like 2 or 3 of those a tournament, but he can't sustain it over like a fucking 15 matches in a row. Yeah. This guy was face first into a wall for 15 matches, and it was like that kind of shit. So a lot of the clips JJ has of me, and it's part of me just being like a competitor. As I watch, like my eyes, you see me like getting into and like I'm leaning now with the guy in the motion, and I'm trying to hold my feet, and like I get so into it. And that, like, I remember at one point Eric had to come tap me and be like, "All right, big guy, it's time for you to jump in there." And I was like, "All right."
Like, oh shit, I've been in there.
As soon as when I decided, and I thought it was funny, I told my brother so like I have those moments where everything is like super serious, and like it's fucking like it's go time. And then in that moment, I like to have like a small amount of fun. So it was one of those moments where everyone was running into the dohyo to try to go touch buddy, because that's how you get the next match.
Yeah.
And it was instead of me running to go touch the guy, I walked everyone else off. I just cut them off. I walked in front of all of them like, no. I got it. Papa's got it right now. Let me go run some stuff, and let me see how it feels. But that was, man, that was like those 2 days there. I wish I had a better day at the college. We got there so late, we didn't get to do much at the university. I'm sorry. And then the day with Takeshi, like,
that was magical.
Hey, looking back at that day, man, we were getting after it. And then going from that, like, so we were in Tokyo for 9 days. I competed, like, trying to murder people for 4 of those days. So realistically, like, by the time it was like dohyo, like tournament time, my ankles were busted up. All my feet, all my toes are all torn up from the clay. All my knees are hurting. Your shoulders are starting to feel it because you've been trying throws from angles that you shouldn't have tried it at, but you were desperate because you were desperate.
Yeah.
Like, again, you're just going through it. So it was, all in all, like, I have no regrets. I had the most amazing time.
I will forever be jealous of the entire crew that went this year, like, or last year. But
you don't have to be jealous. You just need to watch the video Wandering Not Lost Part 1, a sumo journey.
I watched. I was there like I was like between all of y'all's Instagrams and everything. Like I was there. I was in my mind. I was there.
Justin, in my semifinal match, you want to get a hard on?
Yeah.
My semifinal match, or I'm sorry, when going into the finals, when I was going against, I think I was going against Ukraine. No, Poland. Big Jacek from Poland.
Oh yeah. He looks like a mafia bouncer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I look to my left, like I just glance over to my left. Hakuho is sitting at the fucking front.
God,
bro, I
Sumo boner.
Hey, yeah, I didn't even know, like, I didn't want to like pay too much attention, but I'm like, oh my god, that's Hakuho. Or after my first match, I got Kanishiki yelling out from the side, telling me to keep my ass lower because he knew that I was starting to get on my toes. I fucking love it, but it's like just for him to yell out to us in that setting,
yeah, that's
everyone
surreal.
else in the room was like, what? Who the fuck are these people that the Kanishiki that everyone else is just walking in the room
gave a fuck about? Yeah.
Is looking out for these guys. So like it was again surreal experience. Yeah, I can't, bro. And they're everywhere. We're fucking Yokoz or not Yokozuna. I'm sorry, Rikishi, like pro Rikishi, everywhere throughout that tournament.
Like I said, I watch y'all's Instagram.
Aoyama, Shishi, Onosato rolled up. Onosato was one of the best. He rolled up and he was like,
he knew us,
and he remembered. He remembered us. It was the craziest thing ever. Because you don't think that they're gonna remember you, right? Especially from the world games. You're like, whatever.
If you shared a dohyo with somebody, you can't.
Yeah.
Well, you know what I mean?
This is true. But man, he remembered my name.
Right. Well, think about it. Think about it from the aspect of a world stage. So you might be like 0.01% of the entire population of people he's met in his life, but you're part of like 80% of the people that he's met from the United States. Like, you know what I mean?
That's a really good way to put that.
Like, in this window, it's really easy to remember JJ.
Yeah.
Remember.
See, look at that.
You know what I mean?
That's true. I didn't think about it like that.
Yeah.
Hey, I just throwing this out there. I don't know what made me think about this. You guys need to be ready for Jordan Sykes to come at light heavyweight.
God damn, he's coming back.
He's already lost all the weight. He's already down to light heavyweight.
I saw his photo with him doing the Matawari flat, and I was like, that's not the same. He ain't got no mass.
Yeah, and he said he only lost like 20 pounds on his bench and like 10 pounds on his squat.
Damn.
He's lost it. Right when he came home, he just went straight into like, I don't need this weight anymore. I want to lose this weight efficiently in the right way and still maintain my strength. And then he went to coach in high school weightlifting. Yeah, so he got to work out every day with the weightlifting team to show
the groove.
Yeah. Which I love. Like, I believe if you're a coach, you should be a 3-level coach. I should be able to tell you, so I should be able to explain it. I should be able to teach it through my action, and I should be able. Sorry, I had something pop up. But yeah, teach, experience, and then when you do it, I can correct you as you're doing it. So there's 3 ways for my athletes to learn at all times. Yeah. A lot of people don't get all 3 ways. They might get someone that can watch a YouTube video and regurgitate, but they can't really do it to make you understand it.
Yeah.
And there's a big difference.
Yeah.
So I love that. But yeah, Japan, man, Justin, I thought you were going to be there.
Bro, we all thought he was going to be there.
Yeah, but
JJ,
I bought this house.
Yeah.
So my life was over. Thank you. But the sumo in me highly regrets the timing.
Yeah. Hey, I love goddamn JJ shirt. JJ had the shirt, said very black. fucking love that shirt. Fucking loved it. I told so many of my homies when I got back, I was like, hey, bro, my black homie, while we were over there, had this shirt on. God damn.
In Japan.
Yeah, if there was something to get a head to turn, that was the shirt. in that setting, yeah, that was the shirt. I fucking loved it.
Japanese.
And the way
I love that shirt too.
Very black.
He had a backpack on a lot, and you know how sometimes the backpack can kind of mess up. He'd make sure at all times like that was very presented. Oh God, the dedication.
I was working out chest all the time, just making sure that I could fill in those words. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then my guy, like the way he fucking masterminded this conspiracy to get them to show him the proper way to do fucking what is it on the pole? Teppo.
Yeah.
He goes over there and does Teppo so long, so ugly that it hurt everyone in the room. To the point where the best guys go over there like, no. Hey, just no. And that's like if you watch the journey, what is it? Wandering not lost. Yes. Wandering not lost. But yeah, you'll see him getting coached, but what you don't see is him
baiting
for like
him
30 fucking minutes doing what he knows is just the god awful worst.
Yeah.
Tempo. It was so fucking funny.
I did it
JJ's
so
a sneaky
bad
little
for
leprechaun.
so long. It's so long. And I was like, I know, dude, I got burnt out from it. I was like, jeez, I can't go. There was a puddle of sweat on the clay. And I started to slip off of it. It was so much. I was like, man, come on.
That just adds into it. And he just falls and hits the pole a little bit and like, oh God, he's special. Come here, little guy. Back up. Let's stop.
Out of my peripheral vision, I start seeing Oyakata start talking to his number one guy. I was like, there it is. There it is.
Yeah.
There's the hook.
He's like,
we got him.
Yeah. I love Kellyanne. Like, that was terrible. It's like, oh, I know.
then you explaining that to Edo, and Edo having to like process that as like a tactic that he might have to use one day. It rusted up his bolts up top. Like, oh, he's working like perfect Shiko, perfect everything, trying to get noticed.
Yeah. This
fucker falls into a Teppo pole for 30 minutes and then has everyone on him. And I was like, God damn it. Oh, my bad.
There's ways to trick people. Hey, how many students do you have in your club right now? Your sumo club.
So we will range any Sunday, could go from 12. Man, in our big days, we've had like 30 to 40.
Dang.
It gets nuts. So like I'll have 3 or 4 coaches out there to make sure we can get good coaching to all the kids still.
Yeah.
So that's where like all my buddies I talk about, Tony Wilson, Matt Liu, Mario Garcia, like they come really, really big and handy for me.
Yeah.
Because it snowballed so quick that like I didn't really expect it to go that hard that quick. But I'd like to put on like an all youth tournament.
You should.
I really, really would.
Yes.
And then we're also trying. So, my buddy, I have a kid that I went to high school with. His name is Skip Bayless. Skip. God damn it, Skip Simmons. Skip Bayless is the ESPN guy. Sorry.
Come on, Skip.
Jesus Christ. My bad. My buddy Skip Simmons. We went to high school together. He started this really great like mentorship program called No Longer Fatherless. So because a lot of the kids in my community, unfortunately, that's the community that is kind of fighting that. Like I'm trying to work with him to host an event out there to try to get some of these kids that need a buddy, a big brother, a mentor, whatever it is, someone to be there with so they can get them out of the situation. Because that's all we like for 3 hours every Sunday. A kid can come over there and not have to think about, whatever
that's at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, and again, I'm not by no means
That
am I trying to
saves.
toot my own horn. We're talking about this for a reason. That's the only reason I'm bringing it up. Like, we were out there one Sunday and we got a group of like 4 kids come out, and I guess they're all brothers. I'm sorry, there's 3 of them. There's 3 brothers that came out, and they were having a great time. We coached them up. We had fun with them, and at the end, everyone's packing up. They stayed with us, and then Tony let me know, like, she was sleeping at the church parking lot. There's 2 more little sisters that were all staying in a U-Haul. They were on the run from an abusive father to the kids, boyfriend to her, but they just don't have anywhere to go, and they just wanted somewhere to let the kids kind of get away from it. So we ended up staying another couple hours, got some food, and just let the kids eat and hang out, play football, just whatever it was, just to get out of the fucking moment.
Yeah. Exactly.
How much of it is like that fucking hand that comes down in your time of need?
Yeah.
Just, hey, get out of this for a second. It's okay. We all need it at times.
We all need it. We all need it.
Well, this is why we, felt strongly about having you on the show, and that it's stories like that. I mean, that's amazing. That is really amazing. I mean, obviously, we know you're a good person. Like, we love you, and I'm just glad to also hear. I assumed, but it's good to hear what you're doing, and I just personally, for me, I want to say, keep it up. Like, you're a beacon for the Sumo community, and I think, I wish I had a youth program. I wish I had, like, I don't know, some kind of youth. I mean, we every now and then we do have like a few kids, but I would love to have a youth program to motivate me and to to, I don't know, to change little kids' lives and shit, like what you're doing. And if somebody gave us some money, it would be great to go to the Hakuho Cup.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no mainlanders taking kids to the Hakuho Cup. Only Hawaii.
And I'd love, so my youngest son, Calvin, loves sumo. He's 5. He's in. And and then my buddy Tony, his youngest is 6. So Calvin and Tyree get in the ring, and they have these little battles, and they're going for the single legs, and they're trying to slam each other. And it's all that we do now. And it's like, I want those kids to just stay with it. And even if it isn't for just sumo, just being active.
Yes.
Because if they can just stay with it, just doing it young, starting young. Imagine you guys if you really took it at 5. Like, oh my God, right? Like, we took it in our 30s probably. Yeah. And we still have all been high level for Team USA and everything like that at world level.
But imagine.
Yeah, at 5? Are you kidding me?
5? Hey, if Justin started at 5, he might actually be able to beat me.
Ooh.
Damn.
Hot take spicy.
Oh,
damn. Spicy. How you doing?
The burns. It burns us. It burns us.
Yeah. But like,
I'd have been beating Trick. Shit. Huh? Go ahead.
My oldest son, Junior, his the flexion he has, like when he squats down, it is full leg collapse like Edo is, and and he's gonna. I know what he's gonna be. I know what his stock is. He's gonna be me if I can keep him with this kind of mobility and at this young of an age and just like embracing it, bro. It's ridiculous. Yeah. I tell all my buddies in Daytona, man, if I could get a couple of my kids from the projects over to the sumo, it'll ruin everyone for a long time.
There's something magical when you see that like 5 to 7-year-olds doing sumo. Like we just had the SoCal Open, and we had, I think, what was it, 5, 6? We had 7 kids that fall within that range, right? And there's just something kind of magical about it. Just like seeing, like, because they all have hip mobility, they don't have any wear and tear, like they're brand new people, right? They're brand new. And then there's some that have this little fire in their eye, right? And you see that little fire, you're like, oh, go, you're trying to fan it, And the abilities that they can do and how much they love it, and then how they win and how they lose, and just like how that binary reaction, right? It's like it sucks or this is the best moment ever.
Yeah.
And you you guys all know, because we all run our own little group, like you make sure that those losses, those are more important than the wins. Like the win builds
100%. I say that all the time.
That shit's cool to have a little confidence, but that loss, it taught you something. It motivated you in a way that win didn't do it.
Yeah.
So I try to make sure that my kids, and I know it's hard at times because there are such competitors that they get angry. Like, and that is what it is. But you will bow out. You will show respect. You will go dap that guy up.
Yep.
We will not play that shit, because if there needs to be something taken further, coach is gonna handle that. Yep. You don't want coach to handle that. I'll make sure that's the last one.
Yep.
So we have. It's all about the respect and love out there, man. For us, like you gotta want to compete, and that's the beauty of the people that I bring out. The coach is the kid. Like we grew up playing against each other, so it's almost like that kid in first grade that you got in a fist fight with, and now that's your best friend. Like me, we grew up playing against each other all throughout high school, all throughout our AAU and PAL and rec days. It's like we built a relationship through competition. So it wasn't until our kids got older and we got out of school and could put all like the ego driven, like, oh, I'm from Spruce Creek, you're from Mainland, you're from Atlantic. Like we don't care about all that.
Yeah, now you grown.
Now, now it's about the community, it's about the kids, and it's all about just giving back. And I know
giving back and lifting up.
Right. And in my area and my generation right now, I believe we're doing a great job trying to take over those reins from our predecessors. Nice. Like they've held those reins and they've done their time. They've put in a long time.
Yeah.
We're trying to really get those reins now and be the next steward for the legacy going forward.
Yeah. I think this is a great spot to kind of wrap it up.
Yeah.
Mark, do you have any questions for us?
He's frozen.
He's frozen. I think we lost Mark.
What a way to wrap it up.
I know. This is crazy. This hasn't happened before. I don't even know what to do from there.
Well, Mark,
I guess
your face is beautiful.
Yeah. This is awesome.
You guys have been watching Black and Sumo with Mr. Mark Jones.
Mark Jones.
Yeah. There.
Yep. Mark Jones.
That's him.
That was him. And
away we go.
Thank you for being a friend. Coming down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you do, I hate you, Minkin. I hate you so much, Minkin. You're never going to be on this show because I hate you.
I like you, Minkin. Thank you.
No.